Hey, it's Michael Angelo Caruso from the Present Like a Pro Facebook group and also this YouTube channel. Subscribe to be notified of new videos. One of the most common questions I get about the sales trade from salespeople is how can I get access? How can I get in front of decision makers, Michael, so that I can tell them about my great products and services and have them make a good decision? And the answer is done in 3 steps. Now, the devil is in the details, right? Step number 1 is you must be better at flying into the airspace of these decision makers. Look, every person you ever want to sell to has a phone number. They have an email address. You just don't have those digits. And you need to get them in order to fly into their airspace. There are other ways to connect with people. Social media, you can show up at a marketing event or a networking event that they are also attending. But don't make the second biggest mistake. When you finally do get in front of them, you want to pitch your product or invite yourself to do a presentation. No, no, no. The best thing to do, and this is against all your instinct, all your salesman-like instinct, is to just deliver a heartfelt compliment. Something unique and sincere about their style that would touch them and have them remember you for the next meeting, because that's when you're going to start talking about what you have to offer. So the compliment can be something as simple as, I love your style, you're so good for the industry, thank you for keeping the bar high at what you do. And that's it, right? The second way to get access, and this is right after you get into the airspace, is that you must identify a problem that the other person is having. I feel very strongly about this. If you don't have a problem, if the other person doesn't have a problem, then you don't have a sale. Let me repeat, no problem, no sale, right? So they must have a problem. Sure, they have a vendor that supplies the current product, but the vendor's not perfect. What's not perfect about that client? Maybe it's the time span between when they need to speak with the salesperson and when the salesperson actually gets back. Maybe it's the warranty, the length of the warranty. Maybe it's something else. But you have to find something that can improve their current situation, something problematic, otherwise they have no reason to look at you. So, first step is to fly into that person's airspace. The second step is to identify a problem. And the third step, and this is very, very important, is to push back against price. Now, this is fighting every sales training technique you've ever been taught, right? Which is to get the price to them so they can decide, so that you can deal with objections, and then you can close them. But pushing back against price is actually better for your business. When you push back against price, you actually slow down the sale. This is why so few salespeople push back against price. They're in a hurry to sell, to kill that fresh meat and throw it over the fence so they can go get some more fresh meat, right? But when you sell slower, you sell better, right? Because when you sell slower, when you're not talking about price, you're talking about other things, like the benefits of doing business with you, right? The features of your products and services, like the quality of your work, the special attention they can only get from you, the reputation of your company, which is unique in the industry, the high level of training that your people get, all of these things. One of the best sales books I ever read was by a guy named Khalsa. I don't even know if the book's in print anymore, but it's Let's Get Real or Let's Not Play. It's about complex sales. And what Khalsa said is, no more guessing. We get in trouble as salespeople when we try to guess what the other people want. So by elongating and stretching that conversation that normally culminates very quickly in the release of a price, right, and then a discount price for quantity, we're going to hold back on that part of the conversation and just keep asking questions. What is it that you like? What is it that you don't like? In a dream scenario, tell me about your family. Question after question after question, as much as they can tolerate. And then by that time, the relationship is blossoming, right? They're starting to like you. They're starting to become even more curious about the company and how you operate. They keep asking about the price politely, but you don't tell them yet. I'm not sure we're a good fit yet. I want to make sure I understand exactly what you want. And then by the end of that long, long courtship, when I say long, it's relatively long compared to most sales. then you can tell the person the price. If you tell them the price too soon, they automatically go to work looking for what's called a relative number. You quote this price, they say I'm currently paying this price, sorry, no deal. You quote this price, they're currently paying this price, now your price is too low, and they reject you for a completely different reason. So the idea is to keep the conversation going and learn more and more about how you can serve them. You know, I do a lot of keynotes across the world, and a lot of people call because they hear my name and they ask me a question right at the outset of the call. Some of them even barely say hello, and they say, I'm interested in hiring you for a keynote, and we just want to know how much it is. And I'm like you, if you're in the sales trade, like you, I'm a pleaser, right? I just do anything to get people happy. And so I want to make them happy, but I have to fight that urge to give them the answer to the question that they asked, because it's not in their best interest and it's not in my best interest to give up that number too soon. So I push back against price and I say things like this. Well, tell you what, I'd love to tell you my fee, but let's talk for a few minutes and make sure we're a good fit first. Does that sound okay to you? Now that's called a yes question. Even when I'm on the phone, I nod my head yes, right? It's very, very hypnotic, this yes question. Does that sound okay to you? Well, yeah, I guess so, you know. And they say, well, what kind of questions do you have? And I say, well, for starters, you haven't even told me the date of your event. Why would you want to know my price, or why would we want to talk any further if I'm not available? What is the date of your event? And you can almost see them blushing on the telephone. They say, oh my gosh, I forgot to tell you the date of the event, of course. But now what's happened is now you're leading the dance and you're leading them through your sales script versus some ad hoc, think on your feet conversation where you have no control over what's happening. So these 3 steps have served me very well through the years. It's what I teach other people, other salespeople in the Present Like a Pro program, in the sales training courses that I offer. The first step is to fly into the airspace of the person you want to sell to. The second step is to identify the problem. No problem means no sale. And the third step is to constantly push back against price. Don't give them the final answer until you're 100% sure of what they want and that you're offering exactly what they want, because people pay a premium for exactly what they want. Remember, no more guessing, as my friend Kalsa said. More information on my website, which is michaelangelocaruso.com, the Present Like a Pro Facebook group, and please comment down below. Let us know what you think of this video. If you have questions, please pose them down there. Thanks very much for all you do to keep the standards high in the speaking business.